Trump is in a coup. This is a coup attempt. And it's a coup attempt that is going to be played out through Mueller. The idea is he will be charged with obstruction of justice. That'll force impeachment, or it'll force him to step down. They charge him in a criminal court, which they may well do. They may bring criminal charges against Donald Trump.
Because he pulled out of the treasonous TPP and the carbon taxes and started securing the borders and is taking care of the veterans and trying to get the economy going. I mean, it'd be one thing if he was a globalist traitor and they were trying to put him in jail. He hasn't done anything, and they're all as dirty as it gets. I'm sick of it. All right, for this segment and part of the next, Dr. Jerome Corsi joins us. And then Google tech giants threaten to shut down free speech social site outside of Google. Google's working to shut down Gab. Gab has followed suit. I mean, it's here. They've been censoring a while, but this is like 1,000% what it ever been. And that's conservative. I mean, this is like 10 times the censorship we've ever seen. They're hitting InfoWars. They're hitting us all because they know the Democrats are being turned into a regional party. They know globalism's in retreat. And so they just want to bring in total tyranny to stop it. Now, we stuck our neck out there and got secret NSA documents that have been given to federal law enforcement for years that they'd done nothing with, that Obama was spying on hundreds of thousands of prominent Americans. I was in there. Michael Savage was in there. So many people are in there. Trump, his private phone numbers, his number at Mar-a-Lago. This was NSA. This was a huge law enforcement database of databases of spying. Here's the headline: NSA documents prove surveillance of Donald Trump and his family. This is a short segment, longer segment coming up with Dr. Corsi. But wow, what do you make of the vindication? What do you make of them starting to retreat right as Mueller prepares the fake indictment? What's going on?
Well, Alex, you're exactly right. I mean, we had authoritative sources. We had the database from whistleblower Montgomery. It had come through Sheriff Arpaio's office. They had completely validated it. The NSA wiretapping, really electronic surveillance, which is massive, and Snowden was completely right. I mean, I think it's gone on since, for decades. I think it's continuing even today. I mean, if you remember, Clapper, the DNI head, when he was testifying with Congress, was asked if U.S. citizens were being under electronic surveillance, and he said, not wittingly. Well, I don't know what that answer means, but that means yes. I mean, we are being under surveillance. Maybe they're not listening to it all unless they have a reason, but we know Donald Trump and you, Alex, were under massive electronic surveillance, and I don't think it's ever quit.
And we know they were using it politically. That's criminal. I mean, Comey's been caught perjuring himself, caught leaking classified information. The word is folks are looking at indicting Comey.
Well, and in fact, we also reported on that through the Obama administration with these leaks, the information that was being leaked could only have come from electronic surveillance. And now we know that Susan Rice was involved in this unmasking. I mean, where is Jeff Sessions? We need to get criminal prosecutions of the NSA for violating its charter. It ought to be shut down. And we were way ahead of this story, Alex. It took a lot of abuse for it, but it turns out we were always correct.
Why is Mueller so arrogant?
Mueller is a political operative, and his job is going to be to produce a indictment or charges against Donald Trump of obstruction for justice. They've changed it. They don't have the ability to bring the Russian collusion. They won't care.
And even CNN admits that Mueller's broken the law, grabbing stuff that wasn't in the search warrant, threatening people. I mean, Mueller just acts like he's God.
Well, and in fact, we said that Comey was going to actually say that Hillary was not going to be indicted. That was set up. Comey and Mueller have been fixers for the Clintons. They're political operatives. And Mueller's job is to produce enough on Donald Trump to force him to step aside.
And by the way, Waters has met with him and says, he's ours, he's going to get him, you watch. And the word is they've already got the grand jury ready to sign any indictment. That's why they told Manafort last week, you better roll over. We are going to indict you. So they're admitting this grand jury's completely kangaroo.
And Mueller's a complete political operative. This and his relationship with Comey, the two of them ought to be indicted. They ought to have been indicted years ago. They're completely fixers and they're crooked. And he's going to try to bring Donald Trump down. Mark my word.
You know, instead in Australia, they call a fake jury a line of kangaroos, and the judge says the jury says this. But in this case, it's like alligators out of the swamp all lined up. We're going to come back and talk about where is this going next. Because Hillary now has made a statement. She intends to overturn the election. You'll see the video coming up. Dr. Jerome Corsi, who broke the NSA spying, broke it all. What's the next shoe to drop? I mean, am I sensing a real turning of the tide here?
I think the deep state is in deep trouble right at the moment. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see Mueller shift ground. And when he comes out and indicts or recommends the indictment of Trump, which he will do, it's going to be on the grounds of obstruction of justice, because they're going to drop the Russian collusion in favor of obstruction of justice. And he's going to be charged with firing Comey in order to protect the presidency. The whole goal is for Donald Trump to be forced to recuse himself or to hand over the presidency to Pence while he defends himself in court or in the House of Representatives on impeachment. Of course, Bill Clinton did not step down when he was facing impeachment charges, nor did Richard Nixon. But the pressure will be on Trump, and it'll be enormous, because Mueller is going to come out and he's going to bring charges against the White House, against Donald Trump himself. I'm confident that's in the works.
Well, Roger said I can get into some of it. He told me 2 days ago and then last night, and of course we didn't do it and got scooped by Daily Caller, which I don't. That's fine, but it's not that they're going for an indictment with the grand jury. They said, we've got an indictment, you better do this. This is directly from, obviously, he and Manafort have been business partners 30 years, worked for Nixon, they're best buddies. So I can't get into all of it, but I mean, Manafort's like, there is nothing. And all they did was aim machine guns at him, cuss at him, photograph his underwear. They just totally tried to intimidate, and they're basically intimidating him with prison time and diesel treatment. And I know that most of the feds aren't bad people, but they've got these special units of Democrat scumbags. And this is like Nazi-like behavior, man. I'm getting tired of it.
Well, I agree with Roger. I don't think Manafort will break. I'm kind of going deeper. I've got other sources of information which say that already in work within Mueller's office is the plan to abandon the Russian collusion in favor of making it a secondary argument. In other words,
they've already been saying forever, if they find a crooked toenail, that everybody's, right. I mean, exactly.
And what they're going to say is, they're going to say that Donald Trump actually tried to obstruct justice by firing Comey. They're going to go after him for obstruction of justice in order to end the Russian collusion investigation. Now that's going to be the shift. It's going to be how they're going to change ground and hope nobody notices. But that's in the works. And you can bet that Mueller is not going to resign or leave until he brings charges against Donald Trump. And Trump had better recognize this. He better be aware of it. It's coming. It's going to be in the works. And the White House is going to have to face, because unless Mueller can be fired, unless there's a decision to, turn the investigation up with Sessions and begin investigating.
Sure.
Mueller.
Isn't the answer going after Comey? I mean, Comey, I know that's what the president thinks. I mean, Comey said there's no spying when the president was already president, and he has all the details. He knows exactly what was going on. It's just classified. He can't release it. They're spying on everything. And now it's come out, as you said, with the Farad court, the FISA. It's come out with the Justice Department. They all lied. They lied under oath to Congress. Comey, I played the clip earlier, said no spying by the Justice Department on Trump. He said it was crazy in one interview. So that's why Trump said, what is this guy talking about? He knows Comey's a liar. So Comey has perjured himself. He's given classified material to the New York Times. He's full of crap. He needs to be put in a prison cell.
Well, and I don't know what Jeff Sessions is doing, but, Trump better call him into the office and say, look, if they're going to come after me like this, well, we're going to go after Barack Obama for the leaking that was done on the NSA and the lying about the NSA taping that was done. Snowden's been right all along.
Well, listen, I guarantee you, if Trump went in and told the special forces, command out of Florida, let's just arrest all these people, they just do it. And I'm not calling for martial law, but the Democrats are walking us into martial law, banning conservatism, banning Christians, just saying we're all white supremacists. That's the play. They're going with that now. They already want martial law. They want to overturn an election. And I think if the president can't control this, he's got to call out the Special Operations Command And you just got to, the governors are going to back him, and we just got to arrest a few hundred of these people. It's a foreign plot, a multinational plot. He has to move against them. Instead of playing, they're never going to leave him alone. They're never going to leave us alone.
Trump is in a coup. This is a coup attempt. And it's a coup attempt that is going to be played out through Mueller. The idea is he will be charged with obstruction of justice. That'll force impeachment, or it'll force him to step down. They charge him in a criminal court, which they may well do. They may bring criminal charges against Donald Trump.
Because he pulled out of the treasonous TPP and the carbon taxes and started securing the borders and is taking care of the veterans and trying to get the economy going. I mean, it'd be one thing if he was a globalist traitor and they were trying to put him in jail. He hasn't done anything, and they're all as dirty as it gets. I'm sick of it.
And Donald Trump's going to have to fight back. He's going to have to take control of the power of the presidency, take control of the Department of Justice, clean it out of the Obama people, fire Mueller, bring Mueller and Comey under investigation, and bring charges against Barack Obama for massive use of the national NSA in domestic spying and leaking to the press. We've had the evidence of it since March. We published it repeatedly. I've been trying to get the attention of the American public on this for...
Well, you've got the president's attention. You know, you talked about how to defund Obamacare, and now they admit that exact plan's been followed.
And look, we also have the president's attention on the Arpaio pardon. I think we have the president's attention.
Well, we know that, and that's why they say no InfoWars, no Breitbart in front of the president, period, no nothing, when the president knows we're the only ones backing him, we're the only ones that aren't complete traitors.
And we're still able to communicate directly to Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has to understand that this is a serious mortal game. This is the game to the death. The deep state.
Yeah, this is Julius Caesar stuff. They're not going to stop. They know they've lost politically. They want martial law. They want civil war. They want cop killing. They want to overturn the chessboard. They're losers. And he has to know that listen, I've never talked like this. I'm anti-police state. They're the ones setting up a police state. They're the ones that want a coup over our republic. And so the last thing we've got is the American people, the governors, and the military.
Well, and it is not going to stop. We've got to understand that this is going to go on right to the bitter end. I mean, the next plan is they can't get an indictment that will hold, or assassination's the next step that they'll go to. I mean, this deep state is in full to win or lose.
But don't they get it's not 1963? It killed Trump all day. Nobody's stopping this movement. It's not like they're in North Korea or poor Russia kicking a bunch of serfs around. We've had a history of freedom and a history of rebelling, and they got to know they're going to lose.
And we've also had a history of deep state revelations. We've had Iran-Contra. We've had all the revelations.
Well, that's what scares them, because I'm not kissing the deep state's butt, but it was set up to fight the Soviets and for COG. There are a lot of good people in the deep state that helped Trump get elected who are the ones that are pissed about what's happening. That's got to scare the globalists, Corsi, to know that there are more patriots in there than in the low-level and mid-level rooms.
And we've got to light a fire under Jeff Sessions. If he's not willing to go after Hillary on the emails, Hillary on the foundation.
Do you think Sessions is compromised?
I think I'm beginning to think so. I think we'll make another round attempt to get to Sessions, and then from there on, my recommendation is going to be to fire Sessions. I hate to say that. I've known Jeff Sessions a long time, but unless Donald Trump has the ability
if he doesn't have the stomach for a fight, he needs to get out of the game. Thank you, Dr.